And welcome to the program. Those of you who are listening to us live as on FM, we have our guest today on the program, Pastor Barry Butters from the Merton Christian Fellowship here in Merton. And we've been so blessed hearing this testimony of this amazing man of God. And those of you who are writing us and testing us here, keep your questions coming this morning. Pastor Barry, while we were on the break, you mentioned something that I want to bring up now. You said that Christianity, was born in suffering. Today, a lot of people think that being a Christian is just have a bread and butter, everything going on all right. So how do you justify that statement? Is there a truth in that statement?
Well, the way I'm seeing my Christian faith now, after these many years and going through my own things in life, that the blessing side of God, of being a Christian, of God blessing us and prospering us and healing us and all those wonderful things, and with our family life being blessed. Now, I see that as a vital part of life. And like in Psalm 23, for example, there's a tiny little portion that says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Yes. But that's only one portion of a big psalm. That psalm is rich with blessing and tenderness and all the good things of God. So we can't, although we all suffer in our lives, one way or another. Nobody is exempt. Sooner or later, you're going to go through something that you don't like. But we have to keep it all in perspective. The Christian life is a life of blessing and healing and God providing for us. But there will come, and we need to, as you and I were just talking a moment ago, in 1 Peter, I think it's chapter 4, verse 1, Peter warns the Christians of his day, as Christ has suffered in the flesh, you Christians, you arm yourself likewise with the same mind, with the same attitude. And if we don't, if you only think the Christian life is blessing and healing and God's abundance and all the good and rich and true, honest things, if you only think that and you actually don't lay into your spirit and into your theological understanding of the Bible, if you don't lay in there that there will be aspects of suffering, you will go through the fire. It's not if, it's when.
It's when, yeah.
And if it hasn't happened this year, well, buckle your seatbelt, it might happen next year. But that should not throw you off course. You have to understand Christianity, as Christ was dying on that cross, nail wounds, there's a crown of thorns on his head, he'd been beaten, been whipped, and nails driven through his feet, and he's dying in terrible suffering. Christianity's birth in that crucible of suffering, but the grace of God was sufficient. 3 days after his suffering, he was risen from the dead. And when he appeared to his friends on the walk to Emmaus, and he said this to them,